Can you believe that the cost of a single kilogram of the world's most luxurious caviar is the same as a brand new luxury car? That's right, Almas caviar sourced from a rare albino sturgeon in the Caspian Sea can hit such high prices. Sounds crazy as hell, right? But why is caviar priced like a treasure? Well, it's because of its rarity and the complex time-consuming process it takes to produce it. Caviar isn't just any old fish egg, it's a symbol of ultimate luxury. So, join me today as we find out how caviar is made and why is caviar so expensive. Well, the first thing that makes it pricey is the rarity of the fish. Sturgeon, the only fish that gives us caviar, takes a long time to mature. Some, like the beluga, don't start producing roe until they're 20 years old or older. So, not only are these fish rare, but they also take a long time to give us the fancy eggs we enjoy as caviar. So, not only do you have to wait years for sturgeon to mature, but the way we get the caviar is also pretty tricky. It needs to be harvested at just the right moment to ensure the eggs are perfect in flavor and texture. Often, this means using ultrasound scans to carefully check the readiness of the roe without harming the fish. And while traditionally many fish were sacrificed to extract the roe, nowadays more humane, no-kill methods are gaining ground, letting the fish live on even after the caviar is collected. Rules and efforts to keep caviar sustainable also add to its high cost. Due to overfishing and pollution, sturgeon numbers in the wild have dropped significantly. This has led to strict international rules on both sturgeon fishing and caviar production. These necessary measures for conservation make wild caviar less available, which in turn drives up its price. Lastly, the prestige and luxury status associated with caviar adds to its cost. As a symbol of opulence, caviar has been a favored delicacy among royalty and the elite for centuries, further driving up its market value due to high demand among affluent consumers. All these factors combined make caviar an expensive food. Its status is not just about the price, but also the process, time, and rarity that go into bringing those tiny pearls of delight to the table. Native to various regions, different species of sturgeon are highly valued for their eggs or roe, which are processed to create high-quality caviar. Among the types of sturgeon most commonly used for caviar are the beluga, osetra, and savruga. The beluga sturgeon, known as the largest, is primarily found in the Caspian Sea. It's famous for its beluga caviar, which boasts large, shiny eggs that vary in color from light to dark gray. Osetra caviar comes from the osetra sturgeon and is loved for its unique nutty flavor and eggs that can appear in shades from amber to deep brown. Savruga caviar, produced from Savruga sturgeon, is known for its smaller, dark eggs with a distinctly briny taste. Harvesting the roe from sturgeon requires precise skills to ensure the eggs are carefully extracted without damage, maintaining the premium quality of the caviar. Once harvested, the eggs are processed and salted, transforming them into the luxurious caviar that is cherished globally. While sturgeon is the main source for true caviar, other fish, like paddlefish and salmon, also produce roe that is marketed as caviar. However, the ultimate luxury caviar is predominantly sourced from sturgeon, particularly from the Caspian Sea region, which remains a leading area in global caviar production. This process, from sturgeon to service, underscores caviar's reputation as a culinary gem, continuing to captivate food enthusiasts all over the world. The production of caviar is a detailed and precise process, largely driven by the need to conserve wild sturgeon populations, which have been severely impacted by overfishing. Today, aquaculture, or fish farming, has become a common method for producing caviar in a sustainable manner. This controlled environment replicates the natural habitat of the sturgeon while allowing for close monitoring and management of their growth. In aquaculture farms, young sturgeon are fed round the clock with high-protein pellets to kickstart their growth. As they get older, they don't need to eat as often, so their feedings are gradually reduced. The tanks they're raised in are taken care of very carefully. Special bacteria are added to the water to break down harmful waste from the fish into safer substances, keeping their environment clean and healthy. Plus, the water in these tanks is always moving. It gets pumped around to mix in oxygen and remove carbon dioxide, and any solid waste gets filtered out. This keeps everything fresh and suitable for the sturgeon to thrive. Another interesting aspect of sturgeon farming involves the technology used to monitor the fish. Since there is no external way to determine a sturgeon's sex or access the maturity of their eggs visually, high-frequency ultrasound technology is crucial. It allows farmers to identify the sex of the fish and evaluate the development of the eggs within. Once the sturgeon reach maturity, which can take anywhere from 7 to 10 years, they are ready for egg harvesting. The eggs themselves can make up about 15% to 18% of a sturgeon's total body weight at this stage. Various humane methods are employed to sedate the fish for the harvesting process, including exposure to carbon dioxide, sedatives, or a low electric current. This meticulous approach not only ensures the production of high-quality caviar, but also helps in the conservation efforts of sturgeon species, making caviar production both an art and a science. As the sturgeon grow, experts keep a close eye on them to decide when their eggs are ready to be harvested. They take small samples from the fish to check the egg's color and size, because these qualities can tell a lot about their quality. It's interesting to note that you can't really predict the egg color. It can vary a lot. For example, the very rare royal caviar, which is golden, is found in just 1 out of every 1,000 Osetra sturgeons. When the time is right for harvesting, a sturgeon could be carrying tens of thousands of eggs, but usually only about 10 to 20% of them are mature enough by the age of 7. The ones that aren't ready go back into the tanks for another year to mature further. To prepare for egg extraction, the fish undergo a purging process in clean water tanks to eliminate any off flavors, a critical step to ensure the highest quality caviar. It's also crucial to minimize stress in the fish during this stage. Stress can cause sturgeon to reabsorb their eggs, which would then necessitate returning them to growth chambers for additional years to reproduce the eggs. Once these conditions are met, the caviar extraction process begins. This can be done through several methods. The most common method is stripping, which involves stunning the fish quickly, making a small incision in the fish's abdominal wall, and gently removing the ovaries. Another method involves performing a cesarean section to extract the eggs, after which the incision is stitched up, allowing the fish to recover and possibly produce more roe in the future. A third, less invasive method involves massaging the belly of the fish to coax the eggs out gently. These careful and varied techniques ensure the sustainability and quality of caviar production, allowing for continued enjoyment of this luxurious delicacy while maintaining the health and population of sturgeon species. Once the caviar eggs are harvested, they undergo a cleaning process. Initially, the eggs are chilled and then meticulously separated from the membrane by hand. This is done by gently rubbing the eggs against a mesh screen, which helps detach the eggs while the leftover tissue is set aside for composting. Following this, the eggs are thoroughly rinsed with cold water multiple times. This crucial step helps wash away any impurities, broken eggs, and residues of the membrane. To ensure the utmost purity, any remaining crushed eggs and impurities are carefully removed with tweezers. Once cleaned, the eggs are then placed into a fine mesh colander to drain any excess water, preparing them for the next step, salting. Salting is a vital process in caviar production, not only for flavor but also for preservation. Extremely fine salt is used to achieve the desired taste and extend the shelf life of the caviar. If the caviar is lightly salted, known as molosol, it contains less than 5% salt, which is typical for most high-quality varieties that aim to keep salt content below 3%. For caviar that includes up to 8% salt, it is referred to as salted or semi-preserved, which slightly alters its freshness and flavor. Above 10% salt, the caviar becomes hyusnaya, a jelly-like product that can be stored for up to 3 months. After salting, the caviar is chilled again to allow the eggs to fully absorb the salt, a process that can last from a few minutes to several hours. Following this, the caviar is drained once more to remove any remaining water. The final step involves drying the eggs by carefully blotting them with a towel. ensuring they are perfectly prepared for packaging and eventual consumption. This meticulous process ensures that each batch of caviar maintains its prized texture and flavor, making it a luxurious treat revered around the world. If you're finding this video fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated as we continue to explore more about this exquisite delicacy. Now, let's see how packaging is done. Once the caviar has been delicately salted and prepared, it moves on to the next crucial stage, packaging. This step is essential not only to maintain the freshness of the caviar, but also to enhance its luxurious appeal. Producers use lacquer-lined tins for packaging, carefully filling and gently pressing the caviar by hand to remove any air, which can cause oxidation and spoilage during storage. These tins are then sealed tightly to ensure the caviar remains pristine. Caviar typically undergoes a maturation process aged for about 3 months. This aging is critical as it allows the flavors to develop fully, bringing out subtle fragrance notes that enhance the caviar's complexity. While fresh caviar can be stored for 2 to 4 weeks under refrigeration, producers also use pasteurization to extend the shelf life up to a year at room temperature. However, it is worth noting that pasteurization, while improving food safety, can slightly diminish the texture and flavor of the caviar. Other methods to prolong shelf life include freezing and drying, which helps preserve the caviar without requiring immediate consumption. The art of packaging caviar extends beyond mere preservation. From the traditional tins to modern vacuum-sealed containers and elegant glass jars, every packaging choice is designed to reflect the luxury of the product and protect the delicate pearls from air and light until they're ready to be enjoyed. This careful selection of packing materials plays a pivotal role in maintaining the quality of the caviar. Presentation is just as important as the packaging. Serving caviar is an art form in itself, often involving mother-of-pearl spoons and blinis topped with a dollop of crème fraîche, which not only adds to the flavor but also to the overall dining experience. The presentation of caviar at a meal underscores its status as a symbol of opulence and indulgence, making it a centerpiece at luxurious gatherings. Caviar really is something special. It goes through so many steps, curing, aging, sorting, and even more before it ends up on your plate. This isn't just any food, it's a true example of culinary art. Every step, from its careful preparation to when it's finally served, is crafted to enhance its amazing flavor and showcase the incredible skill behind it. It's a treat that invites anyone who appreciates good food to dive deep into its rich flavors and the story of how it comes to be. Caviar has a revered place in culinary traditions, celebrated not just for its flavor, but also for the artistry involved in its presentation and consumption. Traditionally, caviar is served in a way that highlights its delicate taste. Often presented on a bed of crushed ice, it's typically served in crystal or mother-of-pearl dishes with non-metallic spoons to prevent altering the flavor. Blinis, which are small Russian pancakes or simple toast points, are preferred accompaniments that let the unique flavors of caviar shine without overwhelming them. Caviar's rich and complex flavor profile is best enjoyed with luxurious pairings. It is commonly accompanied by crème fraîche, finely chopped onions, or hard-boiled eggs, which complement its texture and enhance its taste. For a truly opulent experience, caviar is often paired with chilled champagne or premium vodka, which not only matches its prestige but also accentuates the caviar's briny freshness and buttery undertones. The taste of caviar is distinct, often described as a symphony of briny, buttery, and nutty flavors reminiscent of the sea. The specific taste can vary based on the sturgeon species and its origin, but always maintains a complex and layered flavor profile that has made it a sought-after delicacy for centuries. This unique taste, combined with its silky texture, continues to make caviar a centerpiece in luxurious dining and special occasions. When serving caviar, the presentation is key to enhancing the overall dining experience. Whether it's served atop mother-of-pearl spoons or alongside blinis with a dollop of crème fraîche, each element of caviar service is designed to provide a sophisticated and indulgent experience that celebrates this exquisite delicacy. In recent years, there's been a notable innovation, particularly with the development of vegetarian-friendly options. Plant-based caviar, typically made from seaweed, offers a sustainable alternative that captures the flavor and color of traditional caviar while being suitable for vegetarians. This imitation caviar also lacks the cholesterol found in traditional caviar, making it a healthier choice for those monitoring their cholesterol intake. Moreover, the use of caviar in the cosmetics and health supplements industry is expanding rapidly. The unique properties of caviar are being harnessed in products designed to promote skin health and other wellness benefits, reflecting caviar's growing versatility beyond culinary uses. Now that we know how caviar is made and its uses, let's take a look at its history to see how this process evolved with time. The term caviar originally comes from the Persian word caviar, which means cake of strength or cake of power, hinting at the high esteem this delicacy has enjoyed through the ages due to its believed medicinal properties. Caviar and sturgeon from the Sea of Azov began gracing the tables of aristocratic Greeks as early as the 10th century, thanks to expansive trade between the Byzantine Empire and Kievan Rus. In Russia, caviar quickly went from being a common food for everyone to a fancy treat for the rich because there were fewer sturgeon fish due to overfishing in the Caspian Sea. Because it became so rare, only the wealthiest could afford it. In the United States, the story was a bit different. Right after the Civil War, caviar was so plentiful that bars would give it away for free just like peanuts today. But as sturgeon became less common, caviar turned into a luxury item, something special for the rich and powerful. Today, caviar is still synonymous with luxury and decadence, cherished around the world not just for its unique flavor, but also for its storied past. As we conclude the video, caviar, from its luxurious origins to modern culinary uses and innovations, we see how this exquisite delicacy continues to captivate and intrigue. Whether enjoyed in its traditional form or as part of the evolving trends in vegetarian and wellness products, caviar remains a symbol of culinary luxury and creativity. If you enjoyed learning about the intricate world of caviar production and its esteemed places at the table, share your thoughts or any personal experiences you've had with this renowned delicacy in the comments below.